Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cannon Sports Show. Today we are going to be discussing the ASU football roster and mainly their starters, just who's going to be playing at least a good majority of the first game of the season. And with some backups, here and there, we'll talk about some backups. But anyway, yeah, let's just get right into it. So we're going to start on the offensive end here. So I'm going to start over here with Cameron Scadabo. I really hope I'm saying his name right. I think I am. Cameron Scadabo. So far, from everything I've heard and seen in practice and in scrimmages that have been, released to the public, it's been very positive so far. It seems like he's established himself pretty clearly as the number one running back at ASU. I'm very excited to see how he does with us. We always get great production out of our running backs, at least the last, like 5, 6 years. Benjamin, Rashad White, even last year. I don't know why his name is blinking on me right now. I'm gonna move on, but last year we had a really good running back too. I'm sorry for fucking up his name. And we know that our running backs coach, Sean Guano, is going to get the most out of this guy as possible. And so I'm really excited to see what Scudwell does. If he can do well, it's going to be huge for us. Oh, I forgot to reiterate this. This is not 100% accurate. They don't actually release depth charts for college football, not like the NFL does. So this isn't accurate. Some of these guys, like for example, we don't know for sure these are going to be ASU's starting three wide receivers. We don't know. We don't know for sure that Isaiah Glass is starting over Bram Walden. We just can't know. I'm just going by what they say, but there could be some stuff that's wrong. Anyway, moving on to the tight end position. Jalen Conyers, he has the potential to be one of the best tight ends in college football this season. I've seen videos of him making big plays so far in practice and again in scrimmages. We know how good he can be based off of, especially last year, but even the last couple of years. He's just been a beast. Like he's just shown his potential. He can catch extremely well. He gets open extremely well, and he makes guys miss tackles. He breaks tackles, and he's just a really good player. I'm really excited to see him play, especially with Dillingham's new offense. Again, Conyers had the option to leave. A lot of guys would have, a lot of teams would have pursued him, but he decided to stay with us because he wanted to play with Dillingham. And then Messiah Swinson, he's just massive. He's got the ability to catch pretty much anywhere. He can make huge plays. And I think with Dillingham's new system, he's going to utilize his size more, and I think it's going to be huge. And hopefully, Messiah Swinson can thrive. Moving on now to the wide receivers. So, again, as of now, these are our starting three wide receivers, but we're very deep in the wide receiver position. I feel like we have a lot of really good guys. So far, I would agree that Elijah Badger, obviously, Xavier Guillory, and Giovanni Sanders, I could argue that all of these three could start. The only other guy that I think could potentially take over that is Jordan Tyson. He was really good for Colorado last year. But we'll just say like these three are going to be the starters with Jordan Tyson coming in every so often. I'm really excited to see how Guillory fits in. I've seen a lot of plays from him so far. He looks really good. He's making like one-handed catches. I think he can do really well in Dillingham's system. And overall could be one of our bigger transfers this year. And then, of course, you got Elijah Badger. Elijah Badger, like Conyers, he has the chance to be one of the best wide receivers in college football. All he does is just make incredible plays. Whether that's making great catches or great runs after the catch, he can do it all. I think he's going to also be extremely successful due to our new starting quarterback. It says here that our starting quarterback is going to be Trenton Bourguet. I'm definitely saying that shit wrong. However, that is not the case. Jaden Rashada, freshman, has just been named as the starter for ASU, at least for the first game. I will say that Drew Pine did get injured. He definitely, I personally think he would have started. And he might start when he gets back. But for now, at least, Jaden Rashada will be starting for us. And him and Elijah Badger, so far, from what I've seen, it seems like they get along super well. And on top of that, they just connect super well. And I think it's going to translate over to the football field. Obviously, it's been working in practice and in scrimmages, but it's another big thing to say. It's going to transition over into real game situations. But I think he's going to be great. Rashada, he's a really good player. I've seen some of the throws he's been making. He makes NFL type throws. Like, he can find any receiver realistically. The biggest thing for him that he needs to work on is being able to adapt to in-game situations, obviously, because college football is very different than a college football practice or scrimmage, as well as working on his reads and making sure he can find the wide open receiver. But Dillingham wouldn't have put him in if he wasn't comfortable with Rashada, and I think he believes in Rashada a lot, and it says a lot that he's starting over Trenton, who is a solid QB and has a lot of experience. Again, I do think that Drew Pine could definitely take over, especially if Rashada struggles a little bit. But I'm really excited to see Rashada play, and I think that him and Badger are really going to work out well together. All right, moving on to the defense. So in terms of the defensive side, I'm not 100% sure as much of like who has been performing in training camp and in scrimmages, because I see like clips here and there on like Twitter, but it's not. I don't really see like the entire thing. Also, I don't have the time to go through and analyze. Like, if they did release every single training footage, I don't have the time to analyze it. But anyway, um, so far from looking at all of these guys, so if I'm like not completely wrong, I think that these guys in blue are the guys that were on our team last year because there was no freshmen. So these guys were on our team last year, and I like all of these guys. All of these guys have the ability to be really good for us, and then all of these guys in yellow are our transfers. And honestly, I like all of them a lot too. I'm I'm really excited to see this defense play, especially with our new defensive coordinator. I think that they're going to be really, really good this year. So we'll start over here with the big man, Jordan Clark. Clark is taking on a new challenge this year. He's always been a good football player. I doubt that's going to change this year. However, he will be the leader of this defense. He is going to be the leader. And it's a role that can sometimes crumble a player. It can make them play worse. But it seems like he's really embraced that role, and I think he's really going to thrive in it. I think he's going to thrive off of being a leader, and that's going to make him play better and make his teammates play better. So we have these two new safeties, Xavier Alford and Shamari Simmons. I really do think that they're going to be good. I've watched some videos of them and like their highlights at previous schools, and they seem to be really solid. And I think that with our new coordinator and our new system, if they can get coached well into that system and hopefully fit that system well, they can easily help this defense be successful. And then especially these guys, I'm really excited to see Clayton Smith and Prince Dorba. I think that both of these dudes are going to be huge for us. Last year, at least from what I remember, it seemed like we struggled a lot with getting to the quarterback at times. And I feel like these two dudes are going to make a huge impact. They're going to help us get to the quarterback more. And I'm super excited to see them play. And I think, like the safeties, if they're coached well, they're going to be able to get there. I don't really know as much about this guy. I want to talk about CJ Fight. I mean, the fact that, we don't have a ton of D tackle depth, you could say, is why, but it's going to be interesting to see how he does because he's a freshman. And he's going to be getting time playing because you always, rotate out your defensive linemen, your linebackers. So it's going to be fun to see what happens with them. And then finally, I'm really excited to see Travion Brown play. We've had really good linebackers over the years, with Kyle Soley, and we had Gentry for a little bit. I guess he was more of an edge rusher. Darian Butler, though, a couple of years ago, we've always had pretty solid linebackers, and Travion Brown is a good player coming from Washington State. And the big reason why I think he is going to be huge is their defensive coordinator at Washington State, when he was there, is now our defensive coordinator. So he's going to fit into his system immediately. And I do really think that he's going to be huge for us this season. I'm really excited to see him play. And then, okay, in terms of special teams, I don't know much of these guys. I think, I swear that we got, some kicker commit or, transfer that was really good. But I honestly don't know. 100%. I don't really care either. I don't give a fuck about special teams, if I'm being 100% honest. Special teams are very important. They are. I just don't care enough about them to drastically follow them. But anyway, moving on. In regards to the season, I think that our ceiling could be 9-3. I really do think we have the potential to win 9 games this year. It's a lofty ass goal, but we could do it. If the stars align and we get minimal injuries, things click immediately with our team, I think it could go that well for us. Now, if we're being realistic, we're probably gonna have some serious injuries. we're probably not going to click immediately. And I think a more realistic goal is like 6-6. I think that's what we're going to get personally, but I do think that there's a good chance that we can get above that. And that's what I'm hoping for. But even 6-6 would be a good start to Dillingham's tenure with ASU. It would, like we'd get a bowl game, and realistically, after last season, a 6-6 record would not be bad. And then he's gonna get to work with these guys more and more. But we are talented enough to win more games than that. But regardless, I'm super excited for the season. I'm excited for college football to officially be back. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed me just rambling about the new team. So regarding ASU podcasts, we are going to be doing these games weekly, or podcasts weekly by the game. I'm not sure if I'll do one on the bye week or not, but in terms of college football podcast, I don't know. I've been considering doing a college football podcast. I think it's going to depend, realistically, more or less, how much I can watch college football this year. I'm not 100% sure because I got school, I've got work, so I'm not 100% certain what I'm going to be able to watch. But if I can watch a lot of these, then I'm going to do a podcast about them. But we'll see. It may end up being just like a few podcasts here and there throughout the college football season, more than anything. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.